Hello and welcome to today's training. If you're here today, you're on track to obtaining a recycle water trucking program use permit. This training is required for your permit. This is not a certified training, which means you will not be issued a certificate. Once you complete the brief quiz that will follow this training, you will receive an acknowledgement email letting you know that the training requirement has been met. The meter desk will also be notified that the training requirement has been met, and then they will proceed to issue the use permit and grant you access to the fill station. This training was developed to meet state and local requirements for using recycled water for dust control and other construction purposes. The training is designed to provide users with a basic understanding of the trucking program, including safe and proper operation of the fill station and best management practices, as well as other permit requirements. After completing today's Recycle Water Trucking Program user training, you will walk away with the tools and knowledge to properly operate the fill station, best management practices that the user must follow to protect public health and water quality. So let's get started. We will start by defining recycled water. Here in Santa Rosa, recycled water is tertiary treated recycled water. Tertiary treated recycled water goes through a 4-step treatment process. When wastewater enters the treatment plant, treatment begins with the first step where the bigger solids are removed. Then it follows on to the biological treatment. After the secondary treatment, the water is approximately 94% cleaner than when the wastewater first entered the treatment plant. The third step is filtration, where the water is further polished, and then finally disinfection. At the Laguna treatment plant, we use ultraviolet light for disinfection. After disinfection, this water is now ready to use. While recycled water is approved for many types of uses, our trucking program only permits users to haul water for dust control and other approved construction uses. I also want to clarify that recycled water is not wastewater. While it may start as wastewater, the end product is very different. Recycled water is also not gray water. Gray water is not treated where recycled water is. You know a little bit more about recycled water. Let's talk about recycled water safety. You may wonder if recycled water is safe. Tertiary treated recycled water is safe for the approved and intended uses. California has been safely using recycled water since 1929, and in thousands of applications throughout the United States, there has never been a documented illness from recycled water use. Here locally, we've been using recycled water since the 60s, including in areas like Santa Rosa, Rohnert Park, Petaluma, and Windsor. To assure a consistent level of safety, Santa Rosa's recycled water is continually regulated, monitored, and tested by the Laguna Environmental Lab, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Regional Water Quality Control Board, and the Department of Public Health, ensuring that our recycled water quality far exceeds its intent. So now that you know more about our recycled water, let's talk about how you can get your use permit. To apply, you will need to contact our meter desk or visit our webpage and download the application form. Don't worry, you don't need to write this down. I'll provide you with all the contact information at the end of the training. If you do visit our webpage, you could download the form, complete it, and then submit that application to the meter desk. Once we receive a complete application, the city will review it and collect any related information that's needed and any permit fees that apply. For your awareness, new customers pay an annual fee of $15. Any Renew It permit customers will also pay this fee, but they can opt for paying it with the permit or getting billed for it. Before the trucks can get filled for the first times, all customers are required to complete this training. So if you're here today, you've already met this requirement. Once you complete the training and completed the quiz and submitted the quiz, then the city will proceed to issue the permit along with 3 magnetic recycled water signs that you must attach to the truck. Just remember, this use permit is only valid for a year, so you'll need to take this training again in about a year. And as a reminder, the permit is also not transferable. Your permit has been issued. Now you're ready to fill up. Here's what you need to know to use the station. When you arrive at the fill station, you will notice that the city has put many measures in place to ensure that the public understand that this water is not for drinking. First, you will notice that we have labeled the system, including the installation of an advisory sign that lets the public know that this is a recycled water system. The meter, lock, and hydrant have also been painted purple. The color purple is the industry standard used to identify the recycled water pipes and system to distinguish them from the drinking water system. The city has provided you with the fill rate sheet and an access key for the hydrant. Proceed to the fill station. The fill station locations are provided to you as part of your permit, but the locations are: the first one is the City Municipal Service Center at 55 Stony Point Road in Santa Rosa. The second location is at the Lagunette Treatment Plant on Lana Road. Please note the site access may be subject to restrictions, so be sure to check with your city staff prior to proceeding to the location. When you arrive, you'll need to unlock the lid to the register, then fill up. Once you're done, go ahead and complete the fill read sheet by recording the start and end read, and then proceed to lock the register, lock the ball valve, then return the key and the completed fill read sheet to the Recycle Water Program office. That's it. That's simple. You're done. You're now ready to use recycled water, but before you apply the water, let's talk about some use area requirements that we want you to follow. The first thing we want you to know is that the recycled water you are hauling today can only be used within the City of Santa Rosa's recycled water service area. You've been provided with a map of the service area, so be sure to refer to it if you have any questions. Another really important thing is we want to make sure that you understand that this source of water is not allowed to enter the storm drain. So be sure to keep that water from ponding and running off into the storm drain system. You don't want to apply recycled water on roads where the public has general access, and do not spray recycled water near drinking fountains or picnic tables. Also, recycled water must be applied in short durations to allow water to seep into the soil and avoid runoff or ponding. All users must be trained on how to properly operate the station and use recycled water safely. Anyone using recycled water who does not have access to drinking water must have access to hand sanitizers and must sanitize their hands after handling recycled water. When applying recycled water for dust control, all workers in the work area must be notified that recycled water will be used in the area. This is for awareness and to minimize contact. For personal health and to protect water quality, we ask that you follow these health and safety guidelines. Be sure to apply hand sanitizer or wash your hands with soap and potable water after working with recycled water. Take precautions to avoid contact with food while using recycled water. And trucks should be equipped with an adequate first aid kit so that if there's any cuts or abrasions, you should promptly wash them, disinfect it, and bandage that. Tank trucks used to transport recycled water must also be equipped with an air gap. And then any drinking water facilities need to be protected from recycled water spray. And very, very important, recycled water is not for drinking. While it meets a lot of the drinking water standards, and in many cases it exceeds them, it has not been approved for drinking. So please do not drink recycled water. And do not create any cross connections between a recycled water and any other system, including in any other irrigation system. So we do ask that you follow these guidelines. We also ask that you dedicate equipment to the recycled water system. So do not use any of your hoses that you've used on the recycled water system or any other type of equipment on a potable system. Be sure to tag and label it and designate it only for recycled water. Another important key point is making sure that your recycled water is not being discharged and creating any sort of ponding or runoff. We also ask that you keep the recycled water on site and that you don't allow it to enter the storm drain. And then any truck that comes in contact with recycled water needs to be dedicated for recycled water use only. So we're getting close to the end here. I've covered what recycled water is, how to obtain a use permit, what are the use area requirements, how to operate the station, and what are the health and safety guidelines. But what happens if you suspect or encounter a cross connection? Well, we want to know. That's really important that you notify us right away what you've encountered, the date and time, provide us with your contact information, and be ready to implement any requirements that the city may have. So please notify us if you suspect any sort of cross connection. You completed the training. Congratulations. So what's next? You'll need to complete a quiz that's available for you online. Once you submit the quiz, then the city will be notified that the quiz has been completed. We'll review it, and then we will notify the meter desk that the training requirement has been met. When the meter desk receives that notification that the training requirement has been met, they will proceed to issue the permit and provide you with access to recycled water. Thank you for completing today's training. Here's the contact information for our program. You'll want to visit our webpage to download the necessary forms for the permit, as well as completing the training and the quiz. There's other contact numbers, so feel free to reach out to us for any questions or to start the permit process.